Willie D Live.
What's up, family? First, the Epstein files dropped on yesterday and reveal that Donald Trump, your president, was accused by an underage girl of forcing her to suck his, yeah, fam. Now we got Bill Gates. Bill Gates asking Epstein for antibiotics to give his wife Melinda because he contracted an STD from Russian girls. I ain't got no problem with that. Those claps were for Bill and Melinda. Y'all get it? Those claps. Fam, that just goes to show you. Billionaires, millionaires, they're just regular dudes with money. That's it. They're just dudes with money. Look at how many athletes and rappers and, actors and all of these dudes that got all of this boatloads of money. Look at how they carry themselves in relationships. Look at the type of chicks they go after. I mean, they go after the bottom of the barrel type chicks oftentimes, caught up in just what somebody might look like. And they just throw it all away. It is absolutely amazing. Let's get into this article in the New York Post on Jeffrey Epstein. Wow. Epstein claimed Bill Gates caught STD from sex with Russian girls, slipped Melinda antibiotics in latest files released by DOJ. Is that on your bingo card, family? Jeffrey Epstein claimed in July 2013 that Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates, one of the world's richest men, asked one of his advisors to provide him with medicine to treat sexually transmitted diseases, the consequences of sex with Russian girls. The late convicted pedophile's stunning allegations, which were rejected as completely false by a spokesperson, obviously, were included in a tranche of 3.5 million pages of documents released by the Justice Department Friday. Epstein appeared to be making the claims in a draft statement on behalf of Gates's longtime science advisor, Boris Nikolic, announcing his intent to leave the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. During the past few weeks, I have been caught up in a severe marital dispute between Melinda and Bill, Epstein wrote in Nicolic's voice on July 18, 2013. In my role as his right hand, I had been asked on multiple occasions, and in hindsight, wrongly acquiesced into participating in things that have ranged from the morally inappropriate to the ethically unsound, and had been repeatedly asked to do other things that get near and potentially over the line into the illegal, Epstein continued. From helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit tryst with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments, I feel I owe it to my friends and future colleagues to admit a moral failure, to ask forgiveness, and to move on with my life. Interesting. All that money, and still can't get right. Can't get right. Let's take a look at it. Look at Bill. It look like you're talking to him right now about those antibiotics. So you're trying to say that I can't get them right now? And Epstein's like, I mean, are you really burning right now? I mean, how bad are you burning? Yeah, man, shit, man. You see, I crossed my legs 20 something times since I've been here, and I've only been here sitting here with you for a minute. So, how long is the damn thing gonna burn, man? Because I ain't been burned in a long time. Yeah. Last time I got burned was Steve Jobs pulled out of that business deal we were going to do in Africa. Yeah. Damn, this thing's burning, man. What the hell am I going to do? Bill Gates got the claps. Come on, man. Come on, Bill. All of that intelligence. And this is the guy, family, that is supposed to be in charge of our food supply. This is the guy. If this is true, it helps explain the growing distance between Warren Buffett and Bill Gates over the last 10 years. Previously, they claimed to be the best of friends, and they were often photographed together. But we hadn't seen that in years. Perhaps Warren was like, yo, man, you know, I know my last name is Buffett, you know, and I know you like to refer to me as Buffet. But say, man, I ain't with that right there, man. I ain't with that Russian thing, like going raw with the Russians, man. I'm not with that, bro. It's hard to believe that Bill Gates didn't have his own private concierge physician or retainer. You know, it's just the dude got all the money in the world. You're supposed to have your own private physician. This is a guy that whatever you go to him to ask for, he gives you. No questions asked. You're supposed to be able to have a guy like that. I thought every celebrity who was getting money had their own private physician. See, a real doctor would have to keep Gates's medical issues private. See what I'm saying? Whereas Epstein would not. Bill has always had a reputation for being a philanderer. He's always had that type of reputation, so it wouldn't surprise me that he did something like that. Epstein despised Donald Trump after Trump threw him out. Epstein really protected Trump. Y'all think Trump acted too fast? Well, not Trump, but you know them people. Y'all think they acted too fast, like taking Epstein out? I don't think Epstein would have talked. I'm not so sure he would have talked, because he had way more to lose he had more to lose by being the front man than anybody else. Other people had a lot more to lose, but he had a lot to lose being the front guy, being the mastermind behind all of this stuff. And by him being the mastermind, that means that if any time would come down, any punishment would come down, he would bear the brunt of it. So, yeah, I don't think Epstein would have talked, but I guess somebody applied the old mob theory. Why take a chance? I can hear somebody right now saying, "Yeah, you think we need to do it? Yeah, he's a good guy. I mean, he'd never do that. I mean, he has a lot to lose. I mean, he knows he's going to go to jail. And you sure about that? Yeah, man. You know, I know he's a good guy. I mean, he's a good guy. I know his mom. I used to work for his dad. Yeah, he's a good guy. I don't think he would do that to us, man. Yeah, but why take a chance? That's what I think happened, fam. I think one of those why take a chance happened with Epstein, because I do not believe Epstein would have talked, because it just seems like to me he had more to lose. Now, the question is, how much more evidence is going to be brought to the public's attention on Donald Trump. See, that's what everybody's looking for. How much evidence, how much more is going to be revealed about Donald Trump? At the end of the day, it's only going to pad Donald Trump's resume. It don't matter what they find in those files about Donald Trump. If they find in those files a confession that Donald Trump murdered 1,000 people personally, he's still going to be the president of the United States. They're still not going to impeach him and kick him out of the office. He's still going to be telling the FBI what to do. He's going to still be directing the military, although he wouldn't go to the military himself. He dodged the draft 5 times. And you have guys out there who have been in combat on 3 tours, risking their life for this country. And they're taking orders from a guy who wouldn't even spit on them if they were on fire. This is a guy who's telling them to fight for a country that he wouldn't fight for. That's amazing to me. 3 million pages. Get your popcorn, fam. Get your popcorn. It just seems like they're all the same old, nasty, freaky, rich dudes. Yeah. All of them. Regular dudes with money. That's all you're looking at, fam. Don't put too much stock in these guys doing the right thing and moving in a different way. The only thing that they do well is make money. Everything else, they just regular dudes. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.